Hello and welcome or welcome back. My name is Justyna. Welcome to my channel. So here today I'm going to talk about Mars in Aries transit. This transit starts on April the 30th and it will last until June the 8th. Mars roughly stays in each sign for about 6 to 8 weeks, and it takes around 2 years to go through the whole of the zodiac. Mars rules Aries and also co-rules Scorpio. So here, this is a very exciting transit because Mars will be very, very strong in the upcoming 6 to 8 weeks. Now, Aries is a cardinal sign, and cardinal energy is action-oriented. And at the same time, Aries is also a fire sign. So here, Aries and Mars combination, Mars and Aries is hot. And I think this will definitely give a boost to the weather, without a doubt. First of all, Mars in astrology represents our unique skills in taking the initiative, our personal assertion, and what motivates us to take action. When Mars is in Aries, we are encouraged to use our independence in ways that inspires others to take the initiative as well. Mars in Aries transit is a time for assertiveness and for taking charge, but we must be careful not to unintentionally upset others with our actions during this time. Instead, we should strive to assert ourselves in a way that encourages a creative and satisfying interaction with those around us. And this is essentially the key to successful and effective leadership. Additionally, Mars in our birth chart indicates or reveals the area in which self-assertion leads to joyous independence and renewed physical energy. Overall, Mars in Aries transit is a time to concentrate on our goals and take bold action towards achieving them. Mars in Aries, we've got the energy, we've got the drive to follow and pursue our dreams, our goals, our objectives, and make significant progress towards reaching our dreams. All right, so let's see what this transit will mean for you on a personal level. So here, this horoscope is most accurate for your rising sign. However, you can also watch it for your moon sign and your sun sign if you wish, just to get a bigger picture and a wider perspective upon your life. Thank you very much, and let's begin. Hello, Aries, and welcome to your horoscope. So here, Mars in Aries, that's your first house. Mars in Aries is very strong because Mars rules Aries. When Mars moves into your first house, and bear in mind where it's very important to note where your ascendant degree is present, because this is when you will experience that magic boost of energy. If this is a very late degree, then you will likely feel the energy, that Martian energy towards the end of this transit. So bear that in mind. Right, so Mars in Aries, yes, there is a lot of energy, new beginnings. Yes, definitely, because Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. So I think you'll be really, really motivated at some point during this, the duration of this transit, to take action, to take bold action. This is a transit that increases or gives you that boost of energy, but also anything to do with self-assertion is also incredibly boosted. So self-confidence, self-assertion, the ability to speak up when needed. So I think this is a great transit to deal with your goals, your hopes. During this time, you can achieve so much. Now, here Mars will cross the degree of all the events that happened in April in the sign of Aries. Of course, we had that major eclipse, and we also had Chiron and the North Node conjunction back in February. So here, Mars will boost the events that were initiated or anything to do with healing as well that took place, especially between February and April. So I think this is really great, because if you've been, well, I know that there has been a lot happening in your life in April, most likely with so many events taking place and with Mercury retrograde. But I think with Mars, Mars will help you to move forward and reach your goals, reach your objectives. It's a really amazing time. Now, something to really, really watch out for with Mars in the first house in Aries. Watch out for head injuries, bumps, and be careful when driving and working with sharp objects. Now, here also make sure that you maintain a healthy diet, because with Mars in the first house and in Aries, there is a higher risk of inflammations or fevers. So that's on the side note. Now, this could be also connected to maybe some dental procedures or treatments as well, since Aries rules the head and especially the upper jaw. And yes, I think this is a really energizing time to take bold actions and to get on with your life. All right, so here we go. Thank you very much, Aries. Now, when it comes to the next Taurus, yes, Taurus, hello. Mars will be here between the 30th and the 8th of June, 30th of April. So what this means is that when any planet transits the 12th house, life seems to slow down. It's more difficult to achieve your goals and objectives. But on the other hand, this is when you can work really, really well independently. This is when you might also experience insomnia. So I think you need to watch your sleeping pattern. Don't go to sleep too late, because this can generally affect the next day of your life. But here with Mars in the 12th house, what is really, really great is that you can deal with the private aspects of your life. As I said, independent work is really, really amazing, because you can concentrate your energies and you can really reach some substantial goals. Very often with Mars in the 12th house, this is a time when we feel like, well, things slow down, but maybe this is an opportunity also to pay attention to any details that you may have overlooked recently in the recent past. At the same time, it's a really good time for dealing with any addictions or negative habits, because Mars will energize you to perhaps quit smoking, or this is also related to moving away from negative patterns, negative habits as well. Now, what is also popular with Mars in the 12th house is martial arts. Martial arts. And Mars in the 12th house can also repress your energies. There's a tendency towards repressing our anger. So if you feel angry, you keep it inside and maybe you will explode at some point. So it's really, really important to release the excess of negative energy on doing something relaxing, on doing something physical, or even if it's a walk in nature or gardening or even cleaning. It doesn't have to be anything extreme, but you need to release the energies, because you might feel restless otherwise. It's really important here with Mars transiting the 12th house. If you feel at times demotivated, or if you lack energy, self-care, self-love, it's really important also to practice that, because when Mars moves into your first house in June, it will be a massive change of direction, and you will have so much energy. There will be so much happening in your life that take May while it's still Taurus season, which is amazing. And you've got Venus here as well throughout the majority of the month. Take Taurus season to take it easy. Enjoy the simple pleasures of life. Enjoy life, because June is looking really, really hectic and busy. Not in a negative sense, but save your energies. Save your energies, because you will need them then. Right. So now Geminis. Geminis, for you, this transit is happening in your 11th house. With Mars in the 11th house, Mars is connected to leadership, assertion. With Mars in the 11th house, you might be leading a group. You might become project manager. Maybe you're hosting an event where you'll be presenting work. Generally, this is a good time for using your leadership skills. It's not the best time for just one-to-one connections or for just isolating yourself, even though there is this kind of tendency, especially during Taurus season. There is a need to withdraw every now and then, which is okay, because you absorb other people's energy very easily in Taurus season, while the sun transits your 12th house. But with Mars in the 11th house, you have a need to mm, to release some of that Martian and energy connected to assertion and leadership, motivation, drive, courage in group surroundings. So you need some kind of group involvement as well. Maybe this is about a new job that you're starting during Mars in Aries transit, because Aries is about new beginnings. And this could be maybe that you entering a large organization, you entering some kind of group environment. And if this isn't the case, then generally your social life is likely to be quite active every now and then, because of course, Taurus season, you've got Venus in the 12th house and the sun. But with Mars here, yes, there is some kind of involvement. Now, watch out for any and perhaps impulsive energies that could emerge, especially when you get involved in some hot-heated debate. So I think with Martian lessons in the 11th house could perhaps come up, is that it's generally lessons about two-way communication, about meeting halfway and compromise. This kind of lessons might come up during the duration of this transit, but also I think you'll be very motivated to reach your goals, objectives, and hopes as well, since this is the house of long-term goals and plans and good fortune. Cancers, Mars will be in your 10th house. So here, generally with Aries on your 10th house cusp, this is connected to careers related to military, army, anything that's connected to working with sharp objects, so surgeons, for example, but also any careers related to leadership, competitive environment. With Mars moving into this area of your life, this is an amazing time to when you feel confident about yourself, when you will be able to face big challenges that perhaps you wouldn't feel comfortable to face otherwise. So I think Mars gives you that stimulation, motivation to take bold action, but also it helps you in difficult situations when you can assert yourself. I think generally with Mars in the 10th house, this is usually a very busy time. And with all the planets in the upper part of the chart, this is the time when you want to make a difference, when you want to make a mark in your career, when you want to create something meaningful of your life, when you want to spread your wings, get yourself out there. Mars gives you this power and helps you to make it happen. So really, I think this is a really great time to move forward with any career-related goals, projects. But this could also mean that all the energy that you have will be released in your career. You might not have enough energy to perhaps for your family or for fun, pleasure. So here, in order to keep balance in your life, this is about also finding a healthy balance in order not to upset the other areas of life. So it's all about being aware of this sort of tendencies. But overall, you get this massive boost of energy in your career. Watch out for any tendencies towards maybe impulsiveness, or especially when you enter some really dynamic conversations. Maybe sometimes it's better to just step back in order to carry on, and then any major conversations or debates could lead to explosion. So something to generally keep in mind. But overall, here with Mars, there is generally that energy that tells us about lots of activity in the career sphere here in the month of May. Leos, this is happening in your ninth house. The ninth house deals with foreign people, foreign travel, and with Mars transiting the ninth house of your life, you might be either traveling abroad. Travel could be prominent, or perhaps you might be really craving to go away on a holiday, to take a break, have a break, do something spontaneous, adventurous. At the same time, for some Leos, it could be about learning a foreign language. There is this need often with Mars in the ninth house to expand your wings, horizons, wisdom. Mars will cross the degree of the eclipse as well, which will boost the energies of the events that occurred around the 8th of April. So also think about what happened in your life around that time. It was very recent. And here, Leo is a fire sign. We've got a beautiful trine. So you will definitely feel motivated, and you will regain your energies, especially after that Mars in Pisces transit that could have brought expenses and lots of outgoings, and also maybe a certain degree of lack of motivation. With Mars in Aries, here you will get the push, and you'll really want to move forward, reach your purpose as well. So it's a really motivational energy that can see you moving forward with your goals, with your hopes, with your projects as well. Now, let's have a look at Virgos. Virgos, this is happening in your 8th house. With the 8th house, this could be in connection to any outgoings, expenses that you will be covering, perhaps anything to do with insurance. Now, at the same time, this is also when I think you will be dealing with a certain degree of transformation during this time. It's a great time for dealing with matters, deep aspects of life that require a lot of energy, and we don't often have the energy for dealing with them. Mars here in the area of the 8th house, which is traditionally connected to Scorpio, can give you this massive boost of energy and help you to deal with any addictions or any deeper aspects of your life that generally could transform your life on a deeper scale. But of course, this is also the area of investment, this is the area of joint and shared resources as well. Think about what happened in your life around that eclipse in Aries that took place on the 8th of April, because during Mars in Aries transit, Mars will cross the degree of that eclipse, and it will here boost these energies and influences as well. Maybe you have more clarity of what you're actually dealing with. But here, this could be CEO generally maybe having some big discussions or conversations regarding how the finances are shared in your household. Maybe this is about you wanting to invest your money. Maybe this is about breaking away from some negative habits, routines. I think perhaps you want to transform your life, self-improvement, self-discovery, and perhaps learning about the deeper aspects of your psyche. This is also one of the themes as well. Right. So now let's have a look at Libras. Libras, for you, this is your 7th house. So, of course, partnerships, relationships with so much happening in your area of love. Of course, here this could be about a new client. For example, if you deal with people on one-to-one basis, a new client, a new partnership, perhaps this is when generally I think there's a lot of, first of all, Mars is connected to masculine energy. So that masculine energy is definitely here in place. Mars will cross the degree of the eclipse. So here, whether you started a new job or a new partnership or a new phase in your relationship or whatever it is, whether you sign new contracts during that time, Mars will activate these energies. Perhaps some of the aspects of April, whatever you dealt with, might return in May. Now, with Mars in the 7th house, we learn how to assert ourselves when dealing with one-to-one connections. But at the same time here, this is when we learn about two-way communication. Overall, Mars in the 7th house can also bring opportunities for networking with other people. Perhaps if you find yourself in a social situation, here with Mars in the 7th house, this is a great time for engaging in any conversations, activities on one-to-one basis. Now here for Scorpius, for you, this is your 6th house. While Aries season was a very hectic and busy month, your daily life was probably pretty all over the place, or perhaps at least quite busy, filled with different kind of responsibilities. And here with Mars in the 6th house, Mars is connected to physical energy. So actually Mars in the 6th house transit is great for losing weight, for jogging, for going to the gym, exercising, because you've got this ability to lose, to burn fat quicker and easier than otherwise. So overall, Mars in the 6th house can boost your metabolism. At the same time here, daily life is busy here again, but at the same time, you've got the energy, the inner strength to deal with all sort of activities during this time. Something to watch out for during this transit, while you can be very motivated and driven to reach your goals and objectives during this time, and you might be dealing with some major deadlines. It's really important during this time to find a healthy balance between your daily life responsibilities and duties, and also the time that you need to relax and you recharge your energies, because there's a tendency towards overworking or burning out, especially if you purely dedicate your time and energy towards hard work and responsibilities without finding any time for rest. It's also a great time for concentrating on any health-related goals as well during this time. Right, so now let's have a look at Sagittarius. Sagittarius, this is happening in your 5th house. So Mars being the planet connected to adrenaline and drive, motivation, Mars can really motivate you to get engaged in activities connected to creativity, self-expression. Overall, with Mars in the 5th house, you get this massive boost of energy and confidence, self-confidence when it comes to expressing yourself more authentically, more confidently as well. So lots of creative energy, inspirational as well. But at the same time, with Mars in the 5th house, you might feel very motivated to have a little bit of fun and pleasure, especially if you feel like the last few weeks have been hectic. Now, here with Mars in the 5th house, I think for those who have small children, there could be quite a bit of activity going on as well. Mars is connected to dynamic, fiery, feisty energy, and perhaps you will have to incorporate a little bit of structure in your parenting style, for example, if you feel like things are out of control during this transit. Mars in the 5th house can also increase your romantic activity. So here, Mars is also connected to passion and to affection. So you might feel more driven, more passionate when it comes to pursuing love and romance. Okay, so Capricorn, this is your 4th house. So here, your home and family dynamics are highlighted. With Mars in the 4th house, the house is often very loud, especially if you live with other people. So there could be lots of discussions and conversations, or maybe hot-heated debates going on as well. With Mars in the 4th house, generally Mars is a planet of heat, hot and dry energy. So it might be that your home could be very hot during this time, or you might feel very hot at your home. This could be also when you could be renovating, gardening. With Mars being the planet that rules our energy and our motivation, in the 4th house, so we dedicate a lot of energy for home-related improvements, gardening. But at the same time, during this time, you might be dealing with your heating situation, or perhaps you could be replacing your radiators, or anything to do with your chimney. Perhaps the time has come for a chimney sweep. Now, this is also connected to underfloor heating. So anything to do with heating, with heat at your home here will be influenced by the energy of Mars. So whether you are replacing anything in this department, whether you are installing anything at your home, or whether anything needs your attention, here, this sort of dynamics could also come up during the duration of this transit. Now, with Mars, overall, lots of activity, lots of energy spent at your home. So if you've been wanting to renovate or fix something at your home to bring more comfort, to make your home space a more relaxing environment, then here, Mars in Aries can make it happen, since Aries is also the first sign of the zodiac, the sign of new beginnings and initiation. Right, Aquarius, this is happening in your 3rd house. So with Mars in the 3rd house, this is when you have this strong energy that helps you to take action, that helps you to communicate more effectively, more confidently. You become a straightforward communicator very often with Mars. In the 3rd house, you might find yourself speaking very quickly and fast. So here, watch out for this kind of tendencies, but at the same time, with Mars in the third house, we might become impatient, more impatient than usual, or perhaps our reactions might be more impulsive. So it's something to watch out for during the duration of this transit, for that impulsivity and dynamic energy connected to our communication, self-expression. It's all about moderation, being aware of these tendencies. At the same time, you might find yourself dealing with any projects connected to writing, self-expression. And I think this is also connected to working with your hands, gardening, pottery, or maybe this is also related to driving and traveling. I think movement, there will be a lot of movement communication. But what you have to watch out for is to be careful when working with sharp objects and when driving, very often with Mars in the third house. Mm, you People are forgetful when it comes to displaying their parking ticket, and which can result in a fine, or you might find yourself driving faster than you realize, because there's a tendency to also get lost in the fantasy world as well. So it's something to watch out for, especially working with sharp objects and driving and parking tickets as well, displaying parking tickets. But other than that, it's a great time for self-expression, for writing, for researching as well. Anything to do with voice, words, writing, it's especially here emphasized and boosted as well. Now here, Pisces, for you, this is happening in your second house. So during this time, on the one hand, there's a tendency to take risks, financial risks. You'll become motivated to improve your financial situation, financial security and stability comes into light as well. But at the same time, it's an amazing transit to move forward with any financial goals, with your business, with your financial plans as well. You are motivated and driven to improve your financial situation, to establish more stability, financial stability in your life. Maybe some new goals, projects, ideas could be very much the case under that Aries influence connected to new beginnings. But at the same time, there's a tendency to take risks here, financial risks, or perhaps anything to do with impulse purchases. So keep this in mind during this time. Now your expenses might increase during May. So watch your spendings, watch your outgoings so that you don't run into any debts. Overall, here with the second house being traditionally connected to the thyroid, the neck, this also speeds up your metabolism. You might find yourself either being attracted to spicy foods or losing weight more quickly than usual because of here Mars speeds things up. Right, so here we go. Thank you very much, Pisces, and all the best.